welcome to Wrestlebuddy. I'm Yvonne, and today we are going to talk about my top War Games matches. Number 1, Team Ripley versus TeamBasler at NXT TakeOver War Games 2019. This was my first NXT TakeOver War Games match I have ever watched, and talk about an incredible match this was. So for Team Ripley, Candice LeRae started, and for TeamBasler, Io Shirai started. It was with these two, oh my gosh, back and forth. Talk about brutal with them two just starting out. Then along comes Rhea Ripley with weapons. She is ready for a fight. The dominance of Rhea Ripley in this match. So Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox, they were best friends at this time. Dakota Kai was about to enter the match. She turned around and attacked her best friend Tegan Nox. Brutalized? Yes, it was. To where you can hear Tegan Nox screaming. It was that brutal. So Dakota Kai was eliminated from the match and Tegan Nox was unable to compete. So what a change of events right there. Just on the stage, not even in the match yet for Team Ripley. It went from 4 to 4 to 4 versus 2. Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae were the only two members left of Team Ripley. You can't count out Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae. Them two dominated, and what a comeback from Candice LeRae, starting out as the first member to enter the match to standing tall with Rhea Ripley. What a fight and a comeback from her. They stole the show, and this match stole the whole show. Number 2, Team Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee, NXT TakeOver War Games 2020. So the first two members to start off in this match was Kyle O'Reilly for Team Undisputed Era and Pete Dunne for Team McAfee. The Undisputed Era and Pete Dunne, they are not strangers to the War Games match. They have been through it before, so they know what to expect. Pat McAfee, a former NFL player, can be so dangerous inside a WWE ring. Not only, he was on commentary in 2023. What a sight to see. Him and Adam Cole, they were feuding at this time. And then now, finally, Adam Cole enters the match and gets his hands on Pat McAfee. What a showing from Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne. The two sole survivors, in my opinion, they started the match off hurting, brutalized from everything, from starting the match to, at the end, win, lose, they weren't on the same team. Number 3, Team LeRae versus Team Blackart at NXT TakeOver 2020. Another women's NXT TakeOver War Games match. What a match this was. The fight was on. All the members of the team entered. And great strategy from Toni Storm and Raquel Gonzalez because they dominated Team Blackheart. Just them two. Just them two in general. Io Shirai, poor woman, couldn't even get in the match. Every member of Team LeRae was keeping her out. Even when Candice LeRae was entering the match, her best friend, Indy Hartwell, tagged Io. So Io Shirai, sitting there watching it, you're thinking she's never going to enter the match, and the match is never going to start. She finally enters the match with a trash can over her head, flying in the ring, taking out everyone, and now the War Games match has officially started. With War Games matches, I know better to not question anything what goes on. I've only seen 2 at that time, but never question it. Amber Moon puts Dakota Kai through 2 chairs, jumping from the top ropes. What a war to match this. Another incredible, dangerous women's War Games matches. Number 4, Team Brawling Brutes versus Team Bloodline at Survivor Series War Games 2022. The first 2 men to start off was Jey Uso for Team Bloodline, and for the Team Brawling Brutes, Ridge Holland. Very different. The Bloodline with Sami Zayn. Very interesting, right? Just to hear that reading and all. Sami Zayn was in the Bloodline. He does acknowledge Roman Reigns. Now it's time to see if Roman can trust Sami as part of the Bloodline family, or does he turn to join his best friend Kevin Owens? And the Bloodline has never been in a War Games match before. Staring at one another, and now enters Roman Reigns. The War Games match has officially started. Let the War Games begin. Sami Zayn low blows Kevin Owens. And the face expression of Kevin Owens tells it all, which led to the win by the Bloodline. Sami proves to Roman and earns his trust, but Jay's as well. Welcome to the Bloodline, Sami Zayn, and what a match. Number 5, AJ Styles versus Finn Balor at Survivor Series War Games 2020. This ain't a War Games team match, but this is a War Games singles match. You forget there's also other matches besides these type. The history between these two in Japan, along with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, AJ Styles and Finn Balor know each other too well. The Judgment Day and the OC getting involved in the match, I wasn't surprised. That normally happens in, these kind of situations. And every move, every finisher they did on one another, it was reversed, kick out after kick out. What a match. War Games matches, either it's teams versus team or a singles match or whatever. These matches steal the show.